What's up, everybody?
Yep.
This took
Live.
Timbo and yep. This took Timbo and Mob Squad 508 Mob Miz. Um, we got one hell of a show to talk about tonight. Man, was this a really great Dynamite, and I was really happy about the end results. So we're ready to jump right into it. So first, we had the awesome 8-man tag team match. Mark Briscoe, Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kenny Omega versus Ricochet, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Okada. Man, was that match awesome. And the Okada spots were so good. It made me
Yep.
laugh my ass off. We got classic Okada in that matchup. And Okada does end up getting the pin afterwards. He hits one of my favorite finishers, which is the Rainmaker on I believe it was Mark Briscoe, and got the pin. So um,
Yeah.
and we got the middle finger up, and then we got a crazy new face from Okada. Man, screenshotted it and posted it on my X.
Yeah.
What'd you think about the overall match, bro?
Um. Well, the match was nuts. We pretty much knew that was gonna happen. Okada at this point, I mean, expect multiple memes throughout every match with him. Um, Shay's that's just me.
Yeah, yeah, I saw it.
It's
I saw you freeze
it's
up.
freezing, right? Yeah. I think the
Yeah,
weather out here is looking like it's getting trashed too. But long story
yeah,
short,
it's coming your way
outside of
actually.
Okada, yeah. But Ricochet's dynamic with the Young Bucks is, I mean, I like it. Um,
Yeah,
don't keep them. I mean, make sure they still keep them on that on edge. Ricochet, don't send them all the way down. Goofy land. Like, make sure they
yeah.
know he can still come out with the scissors. Y'all all can't just be smacking him in the head now.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, not the teammates. Like it's cool in the aspect of things when the enemy gets you, but bro, your teammates are smacking you in the head now. I mean,
Yeah,
you might
he's
you
getting
might
some of the best crowd reactions too, man, from doing all
yeah,
that. So I mean, that
for
means a
sure.
lot in the wrestling industry. So
Yeah, I would say that he's killing it with the character work right now. There's
yeah,
not,
for
I
sure.
mean, much you could say in his character development that hasn't been hit. Everything's been pretty much hit. Did you see I don't know if you noticed. Obviously, it's kind of simple thought process, but I seen someone on Twitter or X, excuse me, tag Tony Khan with that jet speed idea way before
Yeah,
they kind of
he flipped
dropped
it.
it. So it's kind of, yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool. It's cool to see that though. I wish I could remember the page, but it was random. Shout out to them for being the first on it. I'm
yeah,
sure
right.
that was. I'm sure they seen your tweet. But as far as everything else, I liked it. I had no problems with it. I kind of had an idea that the Bucks, Rico, and Okada would win. Feel like that was probably the best way to go, and that's what happened. Um, what did you think about the ending of the? Actually, one thing I want to say that was hilarious in that was when Matt Jackson let Ricochet use his hair to have that one last
Oh
moment
yeah,
with long hair.
right.
Yeah, ca-
Yeah,
that we can't we yeah, you don't want to skip by that. That was pretty hilarious.
he had
One
hair for
one
5
thing that
seconds.
yeah, I don't know if it was just me because I was like super tired today, but I feel like that first match had like so many long commercials that like I almost
Yeah,
fell asleep in that first match. I don't know what it was. There was a ton of commercials, right?
right. I felt like that. I think that's because later in the show they didn't have that many.
Yeah, I kind of figured that too. Um, I also want to add in that um Okada's entrance is like on another level when the Bucks actually come out and flip the coin.
Yeah,
It
I
just
like that too.
it's yeah, it makes
Um,
the entrance a lot better. What did you think about the after match?
the after match.
Like after the match when the syndicate come out? Like
Oh
when
yeah,
that match is over. Or if you want
it,
to add more in, if you want to add more into it. Like I was
um,
cool with that match. I mean, I don't think there's much more I need to say about it. I mean,
yeah.
you let me know.
No, yeah, but right after was the Hurt Syndicate segment backstage, and I had a group of guys saying, we hurt people," and then MVP goes, "You know, what's also," he said something, but he was like, "What also is fun to do besides chanting it is actually hurting people." And then they start all ganging up on him and stuff. One guy
Yeah,
got his ass whooped by Bobby Lashley and thrown in like a hamper basket or whatever. It looked like a prison
yeah,
hamper basket. Uh,
yeah,
but that was a good little segment there. Do you have any
yeah.
thoughts on it?
No, it's just funny that like I don't know if it just seems that way because you don't know them, or maybe they're like just maybe they're willing to just take, take a move without less protection. But it just seems like when it's that local talent, they just take moves so much more viciously, like no
They
matter
do.
what it is.
They're trying to get
It's
seen, man. Yeah.
yeah, they're out there willing to damn near get thrown through the dumpster, to be seen, and I do respect that. But I do like the segment. It's a cool little touch. Like things like that I notice AEW is getting a lot better with, instead of them just having a segment, advertising. They just come out to the ring, cut whatever the promo is or a match or something. I do like that they're getting a vocal point from the minute they enter the arena to whenever they're ready to do their segment. So I think it was great. I also do think that it was another way to give them local talents a way to get their face on TV. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
What
Sure.
was your overall thought on the segment?
Loved it. Thought it was well needed too, and it was a good little build up to their segment in the ring. So, and I can't wait to get to that one to start talking about it because got some thoughts on that one. But yeah, love the segment overall. But so after that, we had the Ops versus. Well, I wouldn't call him local talent because Nick Camarado was in there. I don't know if he's local to the area, but the other two were. I can't hear you. Just bear with us, folks. Got some technical difficulties. Hear you. Nope. 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 All right. Uh, well, Mom is trying to get his audio working again. If y'all can hear him, let us know. But I don't think it's just me. So, all right. So we'll move on. We got, like we're saying, Ops versus some local talent. Nick Camarado was a part of that. Of course, Ops win with ease. You did have a really good chop off between Nick Camarado and Shibata. That was like probably the highlight of the match for me. Um, But after death, not the Death Riders. After the Ops win, Death Riders do come in and start attacking the Ops from behind. But Samoa Joe ends up getting John Moxley in a chokehold again on the ramp at the stage. And then, of course, the Death Riders start fleeing again. Uh, oops. Then Samoa Joe grabs the mic, basically calls Moxley a bitch, and then challenges him or changes the match that they're having to.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you.
There you go.
All right, sweet. Um. Anyways, yeah, Samoa Joe grabs the mic, calls Moxley a bitch, and then changes the stipulation of the match. He said, "I want you in a steel cage match." And later down the show, it was confirmed, so we are getting a steel cage at Spring Break. Which, this show's looking to be pretty cool. And I think that's when they bring in Cedric Alexander. I don't know, quite sure. Like obviously, I don't know 100%. That's just kind of my prediction on that. But what do you think about the matchup and then the segment afterwards with the Death Riders beating them
Yeah.
up
Let me
and
just
stuff?
pull it up. All right. So with the you talk. All right. So the squash match, obviously. I believe that just to run down. I think Hawkins was local talent. Probably. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Not familiar with him. But we obviously know who Camarado is. I guess he was dealing with an injury. Um, and
Mm.
Rhett Titus was in. He's like a life.
That name
He was
sounds,
in Ring of Honor for like a
huh?
very long time. He's held Ring.
Yeah, that name sounds really
Yeah, so
familiar.
he's. I mean, I don't know if he's from that area, which could potentially be from the area, but I think he's been. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's been working on Ring of Honor here and there for a while, even since Tony bought it. He's been kind of a mainstay.
Yeah.
Um, the Death Riders attack after the match. I I like that Willa Yuta got caught in the corner and got beat down. Uh,
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, Joe choked out Mox again. That's interesting.
Mm.
The fact he keeps choking him out kind of tells you who's gonna win. You know, not that we're
Yeah,
expecting
for
Moxley to
sure.
lose, anyways. Um, Joe dropped another killer promo, which we've been talking about that for the past few weeks. Um,
For sure.
and I do like the fact that they threw a stipulation on it because we was just talking how they need more stipulation matches. Obviously this isn't something they invented, which we want more of that as well, but just more stipulation matches in general we was asking for. And they gave us the steel cage match at Beach Break, which is pretty cool. What did you think about that announcement from or that challenge from Joe to up the ante?
It's going to make the match a lot more interesting for sure. But them two by themselves in a regular match is going to be interesting no
For
matter
sure.
what. But steel cage, I'm always down for a steel cage match, man. So
Absolutely.
and Spring Break's looking to be pretty
Yeah.
good, man. So can't wait till that show in about 2 weeks.
Yep.
So
I hear you on that.
uh,
I don't know if you see.
I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I was talking about Cedric Alexander.
No, I didn't get to hear what you were saying. I was trying to get everything put back on.
Yeah.
What did you say about him?
I'm just predicting at this moment. I think Cedric's coming in Spring Break somehow. I don't know. I don't see them waiting all the way till double or nothing.
Yeah,
But no, we talked. We'll talk about more on the MJF stuff here in a minute
yeah.
when we
He
get
has
to
what? What does he have? Like 8 or 9 days left on his.
eight now. Tomorrow will be
Yeah,
7. So
I would say yeah. He'd probably. I think he'd arrive before. I don't think it'd be a pay-per-view spot. It'd probably be before that. I'd agree
yeah, that's what I'm
for
feeling
sure.
too. So all right. So now we have Renee interviewing Mercedes Monet. Monet talking about Jamie Hayter and her style, trying to get a rise out of Hayter. Um, Mercedes being Mercedes, she's being all cocky and stuff, and I think she's gonna lose this matchup, bro. I'm still thinking Jamie Hayter all the way.
Yeah, I think it's Hayter's time again. Unfortunately, her title run and everything when she was at her peak of popularity. Um, ended due to injury. She didn't really get that
Well,
that big run that everybody thought she would. So I'd say, yeah, I am. You remember how we talked about? I don't feel that Mercedes is gonna be going for the AEW Women's Title while still holding all those titles. That's just doesn't
yeah.
wouldn't really make sense to me. I could see her going for it and losing, but I think it would just make more sense. Um, for
There's just too many women on the roster right now for them to unify
I mean,
belts.
not
So,
even just that. I mean, she also has the Rev Pro belt. The so other titles that you kind of could mix around on some of your wrestlers if they're willing to put them on your wrestlers. She has them all, which I'm not against it. I love Mercedes, but to give her the women's title too, it probably just would be a little bit too much right now without her losing the
if
other
I,
ones.
if Mercedes does win, and then I'm saying just if she
Yeah.
does, the whole thing gets the women's world championship, she needs to relinquish that TBS title. Maybe they make a tournament or
Well,
something
maybe
for it.
that's.
Because I don't want to see her holding
I
both.
guess
I really
that's
don't.
also another possibility that she Buckle's in there that she relinquishes one to get to the others, or maybe she just gives them all up to focus on the AEW women's title.
Women's
So
championship.
there
Yep.
is, I guess, a
Exactly.
few things you can do, but I just I think it's the time for her to probably take a loss right now. Um, and figure out what's gonna go on with the other belts before she goes back for the women's title.
Say his name and he appears. My boy Buckle.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
What's going on, fellas?
Yo, we just had technical
Oh, man.
difficulty before you got here. My
How's it?
microphone went out. I think what happened was my headphone died. That's what happens when you don't charge your
Yeah.
headphones. When the
Mhm.
headphones died, it threw everything off. 'Cause
Oh
it-
yeah, it
Yep.
does that.
I'm hooked up through the Thunderbolt. So the thing is, it shut down my microphone. It tried to go to the computer. You know what I'm saying? Just
You
altered
pulling a
everything.
Mr. Kennedy right now?
Yeah.
What you pulling a Mr. Kennedy
Huh?
right now with the old school mic, dude?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got
Look at that, dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mr.
when I got
Kennedy.
it, right?
Look
That's
at
exactly
8.5.
when I got it. Like I got it like I mean an ill minute ago when he used to drop and he used to grab
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It was TNA though, not when he was in it was
Well,
but yeah, that's
that's
actually
cool, man.
I
That's
had
cool
it
mic.
since then. I have the new modern one too, but I feel like this one I like better anyways. It comes out a little bit more crispy.
Nice.
I had the match.
So anyway, we just finished talking about the Renee interview with Mercedes Moné,
Yeah.
and we're moving on to the patriarchy backstage with Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, Mama Wayne, Kip Saban, and then Jay Lethal ends up coming in and challenging Nick Wayne for the ROH World Television Championship.
Yeah.
And Christian being Christian, but Nick Wayne didn't really want the match tonight. But Christian said, "If you want to be a champion, you got to start acting like one." So furthering the separation, I think, between those two.
For sure.
They're going slow with it, but eventually it's going to happen. I think. What y'all think about it?
Jump back in rotation. Let Buckle go, and then I'll take it.
I think it's good. I think it helps deepen that story like you were talking about, where they break away from each other, where he says stuff like that. You got to go earn it. You got to go put on. You got to go, be the workhorse for that title, that sort of thing. So, I mean, to his credit, he's right. Like, you got to go out there and you got to defend that thing. So, I think it was all right. I saw after the match, I thought the match was good, but I saw Christian's face after the match was kind of funny, his little smirk or whatever. But yeah, exactly. So I thought it was all right. It was cool.
He took the belt, and we all thought he was going to do the whole Luchasaurus thing, but he ended up putting it around Nick Wayne's waist. But, all right, what about you, Mob Miz? What you think?
So I would say I can't wait for the Super Juniors. First thing. Second thing, I do like that they all still was in black besides Mother Wayne. because it still fits my narrative that eventually Christian's gonna just get him to turn heel, which is what I want. I want, like I said, I want that to be like a new ministry type faction. Like send Pope over with them, start up the new brood, gives
Yeah.
Kip Sabian kind of already has that look. I mean, so I think it just works. But I think inevitably they probably will split, but I prefer to go that way. Also, one other thing that I mean, I'll just say I don't understand fully. I guess maybe you could say the aspect supporting Nick Wayne's pops, maybe by I don't know if Nick Wayne's mother actually has a contract or not. I don't know if it's she just wants to travel with him because I know he's been signed since and traveling since he was like 16. Started AEW when he hit 18. Probably what, maybe 19, 20 now. So I don't know if it's just maybe she wants to be with him and he wants her to be there, which I know Tony will accommodate things like that, probably find something for her to do. If it's not that, then this is personal opinion. Nothing against her. Big respect for the family. I want her son to achieve great things, but I think it's time to kind of get her out that faction and utilize one of your women wrestlers. Like she just kind of just filling a spot for me right now that doesn't really make a little bit of sense, because you could take like one of these up and coming talents and kind of throw her with that group, and it would showcase her, maybe a talent that's not being used. So I just I would kind of rather see that, but nothing, like I said, nothing against Nick Wayne's mother. It could be like something personal, which I'm not gonna overstep that, and get personal or anything. But I just see it's a spot where you could be utilizing somebody. Maybe like say, for example, Mercedes Martinez or something like that along the lines. Like I'd prefer something like that. But that's just my personal opinion. But as far as the promo, they've been knocking it out the park. I got nothing bad to say about it. I do like their what Christian and Nick Wayne's doing back and forth. And I love what it led to tonight, that it kind of led to something different than what people thought.
I think I jumped the gun a little bit earlier when I was talking about the match, but
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We'll get back to it when we get there.
Next up, we got Tony Storm versus Miyu Yamashita. AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator match. Match was pretty good overall. I really liked it. I enjoyed everything. I think the funniest thing in the match was Tony Storm getting kicked in the butt, and then Luther getting kicked also in the butt, and he like flies off like 10 feet. I love that shit. But overall, match was really good. Of course, Tony Storm gets the pin. What did y'all think about it?
It was good. From what I did see of it, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was skimming through most of the episode so I could catch up to the end and get to this point here. So I'm gonna go back and actually listen and watch it again tomorrow. But what I saw of it, it was cool. I missed that part you were talking about, so I didn't see.
That was hilarious. Go back and see it.
Keep an eye out for that one. But
definitely got to go back and see it.
What I saw the match, it was cool. I liked the little promo stuff, the segments after the match with space and names, Jamie Hayter and Mercedes coming out, and then I thought that was cool. It gets my interest peaked for what's going to happen down the road.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
With me, I would say, good match. Shout out to Joshi. I mean, I would say I probably, I knew the outcome to it, but all in all, I still enjoyed watching the match, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again. I was kind of hoping for an upset, which I knew was like borderline impossible. You know what I'm saying? But at least you would have got, the two matches. At the end of it, Monet and Hayter, I feel like built up anticipation for what they got going on. So I really like that. I mean, Monet running off was hilarious, and Tony dancing to Jamie Hader's music was pretty funny. So the segment was good,
Yeah.
and the match was good.
Jamie Hayter got a look back for sure. Uh,
Yeah.
Anything else to add on to that, guys? Hello?
No,
Can
no,
you hear me?
Nothing I could think of.
yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Next we got the Don Callis backstage promo. Don Callis hyping up Takeshita and Josh Alexander for their victory. And then, of course, he ends up talking about Kyle Fletcher, too. What y'all think about the little promo?
It was good. It gave me a chance to see Oh Boy outside of his like wrestling attire for
Oh, yeah.
his in-ring attire. He's got some tats, dude. I didn't realize he was inked up the way he was. But
Yeah, he got both arms sleeved up.
yeah. And it looked good too from what I could see real fast with the camera flash, and it looked pretty good. I thought it was a decent little segment there. Just further character development with the Don Callis family with their many moving parts. So I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I mean, end result, I feel like they just you'll probably see it by the end of the show that Carl Fletcher got the new shirt coming out saying "Say my full name." I feel like that was the point of the promotion or for the promo. They
Oh
they,
yeah,
they dropped a subliminal on his new shirt that's coming. But I do like anytime that any of those guys are getting showcased, and you know how we feel about the Don Callis family. We already talked about them like a million times lately. All in all, I love the promo. I'm still waiting for them to get back to the round table, and I'm gonna keep saying that till they cut another vignette like that. Um, that I liked what they did though.
Yeah, I did too.
Get a little too goofy at the end for me. I'd prefer them to stay a little bit more serious. But I feel like he was mocking somebody. But I mean, you go back and watch it again, and you tell me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you watch it
Um,
again, y'all catch who he's mocking.
yeah. I have to go back and double check.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know after you watch it.
I would have to
Anybody?
watch it again, too.
Yeah,
So,
watch it again. Like I feel like y'all catch it if now that you after what I told you, now you're looking for something, y'all catch it. There is 31 people in here right now. We
shout
do
out
want to
to
give
them.
all you a shout out. Make sure you send your questions over. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
So we're moving on to the Hurt Syndicate finally coming out to the ring.
Yep.
And MVP calls out MJF to see if he can get the 3 thumbs up again. And of course, MJF comes out, gets into the ring. But so he gets the 2 thumbs up, one from Shelton and one from MVP. And then, of course, Bobby Lashley's still playing with him, and things get pretty heated. Like we're talking about previous weeks, I think for MJF to get the 3 thumbs up, he's going to bring in Cedric Alexander. That's what we've been talking about, and I'm still pretty predicting that. So, yeah. So, but anyways, Bobby Lashley puts his hands on MJF in the corner, and it says, "What I want you to do is hurt people to get you to get a thumbs up." I guess. So yeah. I love the segment overall. Thought it was pretty good. The only downside I had to it was MJF looking a little weak. I think he's looking too weak. He's kind of getting stepped on a little bit. So that was my only issue with it. But, what's your guys?
Go ahead, Buckle.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'll get to that in a second. I was skimming through, like I said, but for the MJF stuff, I had to hit the play button because I had to enjoy my favorite scumbag. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there was a couple things from the segment that I noticed. One, the fans were really into the, the Caesar type thumbs up, thumbs down thing. I think they were really wanting that thumbs up. So when he gave that thumbs down, they were really into it. Like they gave a loud reaction, but I think it seemed more to me like they were wanting that thumbs up from him.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. It looked kind of weak there for MJF. I'm not going to lie about that. Because you heard MJF saying stuff like, I'm sorry and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
man. Yeah.
strong going into it, calling him a big bald bitch and all that, whatever.
Yeah.
But then when he got his hands on him, he was like, all right, I'm sorry, man. You made your point. Talk shit the whole time. You know what I mean? He's got you.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it, you bald bitch. Let me go. That sort of thing. It just made him seem a little weak, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, I would just say that MJF's, I mean, this ain't the first time that MJF made himself look weak and then rebounded from it. I feel like that's kind of his thing. It's like the old school heel, like when Ric Flair used to drop to his knees and, it's that's, it's kind of just like, it just kind of goes along with it. So it's like, I feel like that's kind of what he does. And that's Bobby Lashley. So if you're going to let anybody make you look weak, I mean, I feel like there was other ones before that I wouldn't have accepted.
Bobby Lashley is so much bigger than MJF too.
He's gonna start popping the stitching on them arms, dude.
Yeah,
like he's got to do something.
I got a twist on our prediction, which is another way they can go. Because I'm always thinking about possible like outcomes, right? So we got the Cedric thing penciled in, right? But after watching tonight, I think they could go a different route where they didn't give him the thumbs up and Alexander got just say a week to come in. Basically, maybe, by next Saturday, he could be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The thing is this, right? Where Lashley just told him you want to impress him, hurt someone, your boy might be the first victim. He might show up and that MJF, I mean, not saying you bring in Hammerstone and Holiday now and do the dynasty thing. Maybe you go the Pinnacle again. Maybe you bring back Wardlow, put FTR and Stokely with them. MJF has the Stokely connection. That's always been there. So maybe they go that route. And the day Cedric arrives, he hurts him. And that's, just decides he don't want to be with you no more. And that's why I decided to do it too. And it leads to just the MJF versus Lashley. So
solid theory.
Yeah. So there is a few ways they could go about it. I still think bringing Cedric to them is the most likely option, but hurting Cedric now would be my second option if I had to pick one.
Yeah, I think either way it plays out. Either way, I would like either one. What you just said, and then what we've been saying in the past couple of weeks. I think either one would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I
don't know if y'all caught the Chris Van Vliet interview with the Hurt Syndicate. And they were asked about Cedric coming to AEW, and MVP said something about his clause isn't up yet. He it was kind of like a wink to the crowd and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all been able to catch that interview yet.
I didn't see it yet. I'll definitely see it. Van Vliet be doing his thing, so I'll definitely check that out. He does good interviews for sure.
Yeah.
They were very much hinting towards bringing Cedric in, so y'all should go watch it for sure.
Yeah, so that's one of the things where I think maybe, they just bring Cedric in and he comes, he debuts and somehow MJF just, catches him. Maybe they jump all of them. I mean, Wardlow, this is a perfect spot to bring him back, because Wardlow's. I'm not saying that you make him beat Lashley, but I'm not saying you don't, because it's definitely, you could put him in the ring with him and believe it if he beats him. If they go back and forth a couple of matches, it puts Wardlow on a whole nother level instantly. It resolves any bad doing in the past if he comes in and beats Bobby Lashley clean, even 1 out of 3 matches.
Yeah, it's been enough time now too, so we don't really need an explanation from not being with the Undisputed Kingdom anymore. So I mean that shit failed a long time ago. So.
You broke up the other 5 with really no explanation. So Wardlow definitely don't need one right now. And you remember we talked about it. I have no problem with it. Just send him in a good position. It doesn't like I don't need that. That story ended and fizzled out a long time ago.
Yeah. Right. So after that, we have a Stokely and FTR video package. It's pretty cool. I'm skimmed by that. But it was awesome to see a video package of them. Can't wait to see them do more. Y'all want to talk about FTR any?
Not really. I mean, I got what I wanted from them. I'm just gonna enjoy the ride. I want to see, I'm trying to see some matches now. I do want to see if somehow they intertwine back with MJF. But I'm just interested to see a couple of good feuds with them right now. I like the video package they did for them, and I like how they kind of deep dive on the Stokely situation. How I don't know if they designed it a long time ago, but there was rumors that they wanted to put him with them last year or a while ago, but the Outrunners got so hot that they wanted to, they just delayed it to put FTR with them for a little bit. Yeah, I forgot where I seen that. I think it might have been Fight for that report. I'm not 1,000% sure, but it was a reliable source. Also, Christopher Killer 303 said, "What's up, guys?" I wrote back, "What's up?" in the chat already.
What's up, man?
Any questions you have, Chris, man, send them over. Don't be shy. Even if it's just you in there, bomb the questions. But yeah, I mean, I like the package. I like that they're getting better with them. But now I just want to see more of Hail FTR.
All right.
I'm just
Turnbuckle,
glad Stokely-
anything? Huh?
Paco, what'd you say?
I said I'm glad Stokely's back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Big
That's it.
fan of Stokely's.
Yeah. I'm still waiting
so
to unblock me.
yeah.
I've chit chatted with him a couple times, but he's never blocked me. But I've never said he looked like. Who'd you say? he
Yeah,
looked
I
like?
tagged the pictures. It got a little bit of engagement on it.
I'm still waiting to be unblocked by Righteous Reg. I still don't know what I did.
Oh, I got. Yeah, I'll reach out to Red. I have no idea about that. Sometimes you go down the storm. I'm blocked by people I'm blocked by a few wrestlers I've never talked to, tagged, or ever engaged with. So I think sometimes it's like you on a post and there must be an option to block the whole post or something. It's like, I know you didn't individually go through and pick me. I ain't say nothing about you.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, so we got Nick Wayne versus Jay Lethal, which was a really good matchup. Really enjoyed it. Both guys did a pretty awesome job in the ring. Nick Wayne, really impressed with him still. Nick got the pin, and after the match, that's when Christian Cage took his belt. I thought he was going to keep it like he did with Luchasaurus, but he ended up doing the opposite. He ended up putting it around the waist of Nick Wayne. So, what did you guys think about the match and what happened afterwards?
I'm always a fan of seeing Jay Lethal. I've been watching him for a long time. Match was good. I thought it allowed Nick to have, a little bit of that valuable airtime to shine a little bit. And like you were talking about earlier, push his story with Christian. So, thought it was all right. It was good.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, with me, I like the match. I'd say it probably, just going back through everything, it probably was I'm going to be, because I don't know, the All-Star match, obviously I knew it was going to be great. But I'm going to say the Nick Wayne and Jay Lethal was probably my second favorite match of the night, just for the simple fact of the two people that was in the match. So, I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of the match. I hate the fact that Jay Lethal had to lose, but in the bigger set of things going on here, it's Nick Wayne's time. So I loved it.
Sure.
And then as far as the twist at the end with Christian, I already told you I don't want them to be separated. I want them to join forces, so.
Yeah. But you saw Kip's face, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end. Yeah, he was like, what should I do? Or he's like kind of has an angry face too, but he's also like, what?
Because I feel like Kip, the way I look at it is Kip already looks like he's part of the dark side.
Yeah,
You
kind of.
see what I'm saying? So it's like, and now Nick Wayne, I feel like it started slowly wearing the black. Looks like his hair got a little bit darker. He might have dyed it. Like I feel like there's just like a darker aura to him right now, and he's getting more comfortable on the microphone. So that's why I want to keep them together right now, because I feel like his development just is getting better. It just got to go in a different trajectory than what they was doing.
Yeah, I agree. So time to move on to the main event.
Yeah.
And this match made me very happy. This was an outstanding match between Hangman Adam Page and Kyle Fletcher. Semifinal Owen Hart match, man. Oh man, I knew it from the beginning of the match how Hangman was making Kyle Fletcher look. I was like, and I even tweeted it. I was like, yeah, Hangman's definitely winning tonight, and I'm so glad he did, man. He had some awesome lariats. His two buckshot lariats at the end to finish the job up. He had that face, man. He was like ready going in it. But yeah, man. That's my guy right there, man. Hangman Adam Page is my all-time favorite. So I'm still sticking with Hangman versus John Moxley at All In. So what do you guys think about the match and stuff?
Well, the first thing I have to bring attention to is why did, as fun as it was, why did Kyle Fletcher come out dressed like the dude that Barbie tells Ken not to worry about? You know what I mean? Like he looked like the final boss of Candyland or something in that outfit.
Oh my God! Yeah.
That ain't the first time he wore it, but I definitely know.
For some reason, that's the first time I've seen it. So when I was like, "What is this?"
It's crazy looking.
The match was good. I liked it. I knew who was going to win. I knew who I wanted to win, but makes sense for business to have Hangman go over. I think that well, we got Double or Nothing is the final, right?
Yeah, Double or Nothing. Yeah.
And then the winner of that goes on. So you think it's going to be Hangman? I hope it's Ospreay. I mean that goes on, but it would make sense for it to be Hangman being in Texas, cowboy shit. So right. That makes perfect sense.
I think it's the ticket mover. Yeah, I think that match is going to be the ticket mover too. Hangman versus John Moxley for your main event. Yeah, that's going to be a ticket pusher for sure. I'm not saying that Ospreay isn't.
Probably pull it off.
Yeah, and Hangman could defeat John Moxley as well. Right. So, what about you, Mob Miz?
I think they picked the right winner. They both still came off strong. I think it was funny that Callis, like I feel like there was one moment in the broadcast booth that Taz kind of like went to a shoot when
they had like beef with each other.
You know, like right in the beginning, Callis was like, "It's too early for you to make that statement." And Taz, you can hear it in his voice. He's like, "I'll make any statement I want." It wasn't. You can hear it. It wasn't like a. It was that like like he really was talking.
Yeah, it sounded for real, bro.
Yeah, it sounded for real. Like he might have wanted to suplex him if he would have went further.
He said, "You want to be on commentary? Do something."
Yeah. So I do like that. You've been kind of predicting the Hangman Ospreay thing for a while. I'll throw it out there now. That's got to be match of the night, right?
I think so.
Oh yeah, that's my match of the night.
Yeah, this was a unanimous one. I try to avoid that, but there was no getting away from this one. Christopher did send a few more things in. If you want to read them off, I don't know if you see them.
You did?
Yeah, I saw him come in. I agree with him on one point.
There, you can read them.
All right, so Christopher, first thing that he said was he really enjoyed the opener and Joe calling out Moxley to a steel cage on the 14th, and MJF getting denied again from Lashley and Storm versus Mayu and Hangman. Also, excuse me, Storm versus Mayu and Hangman versus Kyle. Basically thought the whole show was pretty good. Pretty sure you guys agree with that. Well, what did you give the show rating on the night?
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna start kind of saving my 10s for something really like outstanding.
Yeah.
Like we're kind of talking about last week.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not a perfect 10 because I did have a slight problem with the MJF looking weak, but other than that, it was a pretty solid show to me. So.
I think the MJF thing. I think Bobby's going to come to regret that shit because he's made MJF look like a fool several times. MJF doesn't do that. He doesn't get to be made to look a fool and it not come back to haunt somebody. So with him even doing that, putting hands on him tonight, making him look weak, I think, like you guys are talking about, there's going to be some bigger picture thing at play here, and it's gonna come back to bite all of them in the ass. Which the story is going to be great, but I think Bobby's he's going to come to regret manhandling MJF like that.
Sure, we hear that. I'd go probably 8 out of 10. I'd say they've been on like a 2-month tear, just minimum, ranging anywhere from like 7.5 to 9 on a lot of these shows, which is damn near amazing. But like you said, I'm saving 10s for like those holy shit moments, like something that something really crazy. Looks like Chris gave it an 8. He also said he's happy Stokely's back. And that Jay Lethal versus Nick Wayne was fun. Do you think he's getting other people? Hold up. He said, do y'all think he getting other people to shine? I think
Jay Lethal? Yeah, oh yeah.
How about Jay there?
Probably. That's the same thing to say, I think. Yeah.
Of course, and I mean Jay was on in the second hour of Dynamite. After not really being on TV and stuff, I'm sure that's a good spot for him. And he just had the promo package with Jarrett and them, and now he's on Dynamite. I feel like he's probably going to be a mainstay on the shows going forward, which is not a bad thing to help Nick Wayne along the way and whatever you decide to, or whatever they decide to do with you and what you decide to do. So yeah, I would agree that he definitely was putting over Nick Wayne tonight. He had no problem doing that.
For sure.
Yeah, totally agree with that. He also said last week 10 for me, just how I feel, y'all. I think I did give last week a 10, but from now on I'm going to start saving those. So
I can't justifiably rate it tonight because I haven't watched the whole thing, but I can probably rate it tomorrow.
Yeah, last week was a banger. I think last week, if I had to put the two together, I think last week was a little bit better show than this week. That's not saying anything was bad about this show. I just think last week was a little bit better.
Some stuff was kind of rushed too, I think.
Yeah, just a little bit. And the only other thing Chris said was, do you think that y'all see Ospreay or Darby, then Hangman?
I think it's going Hangman, then Darby, then probably Ospreay. In that order.
Yeah, I
see Hangman taking the
cuts. I told you my prediction. It was just for Ospreay in general. I don't think Ospreay wins that belt till they're back in London, which means not like nothing in Texas. Yeah, I mean, I guess they could. Hypothetically, I think last year there was some AEW people on Forbidden Door that just went against each other. So I guess hypothetically, I believe that might be in London. So maybe, but I would say All In when it goes back to London, he gets his big moment. Sooner than later.
For sure.
I would be surprised if Hangman keeps it after Texas for the year. Like just has a great run with it, and then they turn it over at London.
Yeah. Okay, that would be cool.
That'd be a good idea. I feel like that's kind of something that could stabilize, especially as you're growing ratings and trying to get bigger. Just having one champion that people love, they getting and other people are getting familiar with.
Yeah.
So I'm not against that. It's not a bad idea. See how it goes. I mean,
I could also see Swerve getting it from Hangman, though.
Yep.
Maybe even before then. So
yeah,
and then maybe we see Swerve versus Darby at All In or something.
Yeah,
Because that's kind of been in the works too, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Babyface Hangman and Babyface Ospreay, it's going to be a hard story to tell come All In.
Right.
But if you put it over to Swerve now, Swerve, we all know he can be an
Swerve
asshole.
versus Ospreay.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough situation.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yo, you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, my computer just tried to connect the friggin' microphone. Like, dog, don't worry about it. I'll do that
We
later.
got hacked for a second. Somebody jumped in. I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I thought that too, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Tried to jump up and try to reconnect stuff.
Who else did you send that link to, bro?
Yeah, bypass. But the thing is this. So there's a few wrenches here. So we're assuming here because there's never been no factual evidence that say Darby's going to be the champion. We just like
This is something we want as fans.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but not even us. I want to say someone did report that he was in line to be the title. Like a source did report it that he was internally written as the next champion. So we took like a lot of people took that as like fact. So you have a few things here. If Darby's lined up to win the championship, I mean, who knows how this goes? I would assume that he's the all-in person, or he's gonna be one of these big pay-per-views coming up, right?
I could see him coming back at All In.
That's what I mean.
I don't know how he would come in and take the belt, but I could see him coming back and repeat.
I mean, yeah. So I'm just saying, like you would assume that if he's one of the next in line, that he is coming sooner rather than later. But I would just say well, this is my opinion. So my perspective, I would prefer a 6-month run with Hangman from All In, a 6-month run from Swerve, and Ospreay taking it next year. Like that, I just think that would be the better move. I think that a whole year with Hangman and Swerve as champions would do wonders for AEW.
3 of the biggest draws in the company for
What? Ospreay's only been there a little over a year now, too, officially, right?
Yeah, but like you said, it only took 4
still
beats
got
of
time.
his music to hook me.
Do what? I'm sorry.
I said, like Ospreay said, it only took 4 beats of his music to hook me in. So
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, for sure.
but
I love his music too.
that would be what I would do, and then, I mean,
that could pull in some
Yeah.
views, some money.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
don't never give Darby the title. But what I'm telling you is, if right now you told AEW fans for the next year and a half, your 3 champions are going to be Hangman, Swerve, and Ospreay, I think they'll be fine with that. I think that eventually the train's going to keep going one way and it won't slow down because it will be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Where the belt is. Swerve, I think, was a victim of wanting to give, and he said it's his favorite moment of his career. I'm sure a lot of people agree too, but he fell victim of giving Danielson his moment, which ended his moment. Because I don't think that if Danielson was really getting towards the end like that they Swerve would have been in danger of losing that title anytime soon. How popular he was at that point. So I would just say those are the next 3 guys I'm giving the belt to. Personally.
Yeah.
Solid
That's
picks.
good prediction right there. All right. Do we have any
But
comments
after
from
All
you?
In next year, I'm looking at Kyle Fletcher being up there somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, Carl Fletcher, you would assume.
I'm
But
assuming he grows from a proto star to somewhere in the neighborhood of a supernova. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, he's got the look, he's got the size, I mean, he's athletic, he's got everything you want to be a champion.
No, yeah.
So it just comes down to what they're gonna do with him.
The more I see him in the Don Callis family, I don't know if it's that I like him more or I like the Don Callis family more each time.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe a little bit of both.
I think
Maybe.
eventually he's the guy that gets turned on and turns into a huge baby face. That,
Oh yeah, of course.
I guess, out of the group. Probably not for a while, but he's got to be the guy. You know, where it's like he's just ready to shoot off. Like if you had Alexander to catch the jump him right now, he'd probably be one of the top 3 biggest faces in your company already right now.
I feel like if they didn't have such big names that they already have, he would already be there. But we have the Kenny Omegas,
Right.
the Hangmans, the Swerve. So it's kind of hard to compete in that upper echelon level when there's only so much space to go around, and it's currently being filled by some of the biggest names.
Listen, when you think wrestling and you look at that roster and like the options of what you have at your disposal, you just need everybody on the same page. I think they definitely, even right now, with talent that goes in and out, I think they still have the best roster. So
I agree.
yeah, I don't think like they got, and it's not saying that people are getting shelved. Like I know right now, there's people that are like not even in the line to be pushed that right now could be supersized. So their roster is ridiculous. Chris did throw a few more comments in there if you want to read them off.
Yeah. Let's see. I got to scroll down a little. He's got some eye emojis, fires, thumbs up. Yeah. He's got 3100 emojis.
Yes, sir.
And he said, or Christopher says, I really hope Hater versus Tony at All In Texas. That's what I'm saying too.
Yeah, that's I
hope so
mean,
too.
you know, I don't like to go against Mercedes, but I mean, I think it's the time. I think it's only right for Hater to move on.
Right.
There's a bunch of different ways to do it, but realistically, she could beat Monet clean. It shouldn't really be a problem.
Yeah.
So however you go about it, I'd like to see Hater win that as well.
I'm still thinking Athena probably costs Mercedes the match, and that sets up their feud for All In. So,
That'd be dope. I mean, I'm definitely with that.
It'd be good to see. I want to see Athena there, like consistently every week.
She's from Dallas, so yeah, it'd be cool to see.
I don't even care if she shows up and just does commentary. If she shows up and just throws a bottle of water to somebody across the entrance ramp, you know what I mean? Just show up, just be there.
Sure.
Christopher says instead of Monet, she had 4 belts. TK don't need to make selfish. Yeah, like be too selfish to give her another one.
Yeah, I mean, I put it like this. I wouldn't call it selfish, but just too much. Like you have too many women that have all the belts on one person. I mean, I doubt that she's saying she wants them all, but you ain't gonna turn down taking them all. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of one of those things. I mean,
yeah, and he also says, I can't stand keyboard warriors that hate TK and call him an R word, which he isn't, and then call him another VKM. Actually, there's some people under my post earlier that were referring him to VKM. Listen, Tony's, as much as y'all want Tony to be Vince McMahon, he's not. He's never going to be. I could give 2 shits less what those type of people think. I mean, they're just haters. Like, and yeah, people are saying anything these days. So
I try to avoid that stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like that's just right. You got whenever you my new thing is certain accounts right where they post shit. The only thing that pops in my head is that Bray Wyatt emoji saying "run, just get out of here." Let me just get out.
They can tell they're just either bots or trolls. Because I mean, you go and look who posted it. It's 30 followers, 1 follower, 5
Yo,
followers. You
bro,
know
like,
that trash
Well,
guy
this
accounts.
this guy had 2.6K that commented the Tony is Vince McMahon thing. He
No,
he was
just
and he actually had a profile picture too.
but when
So,
you come at him, the thing is this, right? He
you do
probably
get the delusional ones every now and then too.
has six. He probably has 6 other burner accounts with 30 followers each. So when he
Yeah.
debates with you, he responds from 6
Oh
accounts.
yeah,
6 people holding him down. It's like,
yeah,
bro, come on, man. You're right in the same. Like you could just see it sometimes. Like you're the same person.
right.
It's so obvious you're the same person. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie to you. We've kind of went on this. There's a few wrestlers that right now, if people wanted to expose, I'll tell you who their burner accounts are. It's blatantly
Yeah.
obvious. Like when somebody has 10 followers on 3 different burner accounts and the same wrestlers follow all 10 of their burners, it's
Oh, yeah.
their burner.
Oh yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
You ain't put 2 and 2 together yet. Like nobody's following 10 random burner accounts, the same person that has 10 to 20 followers, unless there's a reason there. It's your account, it's your cousin, it's your man, it's your troll friend. You see what I'm saying? It's basically your account. I mean, so there's not just regular people doing it. There's wrestlers doing that dumb shit right now too, bro. Like,
And Christopher also says,
I leave the names out of it, but I know we've seen a few of them that we talked about in the group chat. Like, bro, it's so obvious.
Christopher says they need to do their dang research on Google and see who the ROH Pure Champion, ROH Women's Champ, and ROH Women's TV Champ. I can't wait for SCOH kind of put that acronym together. 2025, July 11th.
Super Card of Honor.
Yeah, Super Card of Honor, and that's before
Super
that.
Card of Honor. Yeah, okay. I just had a brain for it.
No, it's all right. I did too. It's late, bro. My brain's barely working. I was like, I know this.
I'm starting to crash, bro.
Like the distance I'm looking at my computer from me, I can barely read the shit. That's like, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I was struggling.
That's why you're asking me to read it.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get closer, because usually the desk ain't there, I'm just sitting up, but because my mic's gonna be in front, my computer's gonna get moved over here, so I'm not gonna be recording from it.
Sounds like you need a bigger screen, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a big screen, bro. It's
Oh.
the biggest Mac screen you could get,
Nice.
and I still can't see.
Mm.
You need to change that font.
Yeah, change that.
Yo, that
Old
needs to
people
get
font.
bigger.
Heck yeah. Add that
But-
shit to like 60 or something.
Yeah. Also, Chris, a heads up. We got a Ring of Honor show coming. We'll keep you updated on that as well. I see you like Ring of Honor. They're definitely doing good things over there with the women. I mean, the ladies really are running that show over there.
Do we have any questions from like YouTube or X?
That's what I was trying to pull up from my phone, but for some reason it won't let me click on it while it's live to know, unless like we're on there. Hold on 1 second. See, like I can see the live right here. So, running that show over there.
Do we have any questions from like?
Oh yeah, you talking to yourself, bro?
I guess so.
Hmm.
I'm watching the live. I was trying to see if there
I
were
don't think
comments.
there's any on there, but what I'm gonna do
Okay.
is the group chat and make sure they don't let me. I didn't look at me.
I'd have turned it off. Come on. There you go.
Man,
All
he wants that yo, that's Took Junior. That's your what's that?
Yeah,
Your ventriloquist. I mean, you really talking, we just ain't
the
see
one
it.
on the shoulder, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know why I'm in. Yo, are y'all in all the groups that I'm in? How did I end up in 500 groups?
Because
we
if
keep
somebody
doing
just
that.
randomly
Yeah.
adds me now, I just automatically leave unless they like ask me or something. But if they're just randomly adding me, like, nah, I'll just say no for now.
Yeah.
We've got too many that even all 3 of us are a part of, and I think that's enough for me for now.
I think we're probably in what 6 of the same ones or something like that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6.
And when those group chats go off, man, it kills my phone
buddy,
battery.
it's hard to
Yeah.
keep up with them all.
Zen
Yeah,
sent a
cool.
question and said, "Do you have any pre-all-in predictions after tonight?"
Well,
Yeah.
I predict it's gonna be a badass show.
Yeah, I'm still going with Moxley versus Hangman World Championship, and then I'm still saying Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm for the championship. Not really sure about anything else just yet, but we got stuff brewing. I'm guessing MJF and Hurt Business are going to be heavily involved. So
Yeah.
I don't really have any other predictions right now. I guess I could go ahead and throw out Okada versus Kenny. I hope we do get that match just for the fans' sake.
We're
I
definitely.
don't know who's fighting Osprey then.
He can fight Kyle Fletcher again. I don't care. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I do care, but I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know because
You
there's
got-
gonna be guys. There's gonna be guys scrambling for matches at All In because it's the big one. So
Well, we got an Anarchy and Arena match usually during All In, or a Stadium Stampede. Not Stadium Stampede, or Anarchy in the Arena match.
oh well, we got
usually.
a Casino Gauntlet match last year. That's the
Did
one that
we?
Ricochet showed up at, right?
Oh, that's right. So maybe we'll
Yeah.
get another one of those.
I hope so. I really like the Casino Gauntlet match, man. I want them to make a pay-per-view of that one.
Yeah, like
It'll show off more superstars or more
Yeah,
wrestlers.
and they get more time. Even you could pull some Ring of Honor stars in there. Get them 5 minutes of time. You know what I mean?
Make the match a little bit longer and add more people. That's what I said.
That's it. That's it. You could even pull in both your male rosters from Ring of Honor and AEW for one massive roulette wheel, and then or gauntlet, and then do the same thing with the female side.
Right.
man, I agree.
Throw a match in the front, match in the back for a title if you want,
Mhm.
and call it a night. I mean, you got a 4-hour banger right there.
Yeah. I like a couple stipulation matches that they introduced to All In over the years. So I hope we get Anarchy in the Arena and Gauntlet. So
That'd be cool.
that'd be cool.
I mean, they do everything bigger in Texas, right? So, like, why not? But that's
Did you
the
say
saying,
Houston?
right? What?
Did you say Houston?
Houston?
Did you say
I said, no. I said the saying goes they do everything bigger in Texas, right? So why not just throw that shit in?
I thought we were about to fight, bro.
Houston, no,
Yeah.
man. No, even the Astros can. I'm gonna stop right now.
Yeah,
let's
get
go.
off.
Listen, shout out to the 40 people still watching too. And Chris shot over some more questions. Huge TNA and MLW and AEW and WWE. Loves all of them. ROH mostly just watches clips.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I watch it weekly. I mean, I don't jump on right at the time when it's on, but I usually typically catch everything.
Oh, definitely.
Watch
That's
it
a good
later.
one. That's a good one.
What about he's asking about MLW. Do y'all watch that, or what do y'all know about that?
I try to watch clips of it, but
I've
this next
seen
event they got looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually haven't, honestly, lately I haven't caught up with it too much, but there was a point where I was watching MLW heavy. I believe they kind of like crossovered with Lucha Underground for a bit, so like I kind of was in that range around that time. I mean, so I was fucking with them heavy at one point. I haven't in a while. He
That's
also,
where Matt Riddle is.
yeah, I mean, they dude, the like I don't know if y'all watch Lucha Underground, but the guy that was like running it, he's like an actor. I don't think he's really interested, but he's over there, I believe, in MLW now.
Yeah, that's kind of how the Lucha Underground was kind of taped too, or whatever.
Yeah, I liked it. It had
they did like seasons and stuff.
If you notice, it's similar to like when the XFL dropped. It was didn't get big, right, and it went away. But the NFL stole so much from it, like that they still use to this day, like certain camera angles, certain mic'd up things, certain like they got the ideas from the XFL, right? The same thing with Lucha Underground, like certain things they was doing that they was way ahead of their time, like, and then it ended. But if you notice right now, a lot of the way vignettes was shot in Lucha Underground and similar things, certain things they was doing is being used in other promotions right now. Like I wish Lucha Underground would have just had the funding to continue going, but unfortunately, whatever happened with them happened.
Let me ask you guys a question. Have y'all ever watched the TV show Hills on Netflix, the wrestling show?
Oh, Hills?
Yeah.
I've watched that episode or two. I wanted to
Oh,
watch
Heels. Yeah.
I thought he said Hills at first.
I thought he did. I was like, Hills? No, is that like some OC shit? I don't know. I ain't seen that one.
My Texas accent, but no,
Yeah, Heels is good.
I just started watching it and I like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I made a post about it a while back because I had ran across it, and I like Stephen Amell from the Arrow. So like that's where I like developed an interest for his acting, and then I came across it and was like, oh, hey, is anybody else like this? And then, oh yeah, it seems like it's extremely popular in the IWC, so it was good.
I hope they renew it for a third season. It's only got 2, so
You know, he's funny tidbit. He's wrestled, I believe, I know he wrestled in AEW, but I think he wrestled in WWE too.
Yeah, he was at one of the pay-per-views not too long ago, or one of their
It was the
PLEs.
Green Arrow versus the Red Arrow when Neville was the Red Arrow, right?
What's that?
When remember when Pac was Neville, and he had the red. I think he was the Red Arrow going against the Green Arrow. So I think that was the match they did in WWE. Then in AEW, then I think AEW he was at like the first All In. He wrestled.
yeah, he was part of the very first All In. So.
Yeah, I know he's a fan. I saw him at a PLE not too long ago. I think he was at a WWE.
He's actually pretty good.
What's that?
He's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I know he wants to wrestle too. Nobody's trying to give him a contract right now, which I don't get.
He does his own. I think he does his own stunts for the Arrows. I think like a lot of the wrestling training, he just
That dude got me wanting to go build my own salmon ladder out back. You know what I mean? I saw him doing that thing. I was like, damn, I need one of those.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Anyways, y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about tonight?
Nah, I mean I'm good. Unless you have any specific questions, I'm pretty much ready.
Yeah.
Just one thing, we're having our interview with Big Ben Bishop tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Time. He'll be 6 o'clock Eastern Time.
I'll probably be on location at the baseball field. I got a tournament still going on tomorrow. They won tonight, so they're in tomorrow. So
oh no, man! And are you gonna try to join still?
Yeah. I'll move to the back of the field because I got perfect service over there. So I'll just move to the back of the field where there's nobody at, and then do what we got to do.
Yeah. So we're going live for that too, right? Or is it pre-taped?
Honestly,